So I need to provide you with a short anecdote as well. So something about my writing journey, which has been long with many bumps in it, but there we go. So I was struggling with this a little bit, but I thought what might be interesting is for this book, okay, so this is the last one, Shadeward Expiation. Why did I bother? What kind of inspired me to write this? Why bother? It's a lot of effort to write 4 books, and it takes time and it takes dedication and there's lots of long hours and etc., etc., etc. So why is it worth doing? Most writers will basically say they've got a story in them and they just need to tell it, and I would definitely subscribe to that as a thing. But looking in detail at it, what inspired me to do it was the sort of love of adventure stories and things that I had in the past, really, from my childhood. So those of you who are a similar age to me will remember various TV shows like in the science fiction genre. Obviously, you've got things like Star Wars and Battlestar Galactica and Star Trek. And that sort of boldly going where no one's gone before, saving the princess. Fleeing from the Cylon tyranny, all those sort of things are very much burned in my brain as a young teenager. And then obviously we had some fantastic cartoons as well in that time. So many of you, I'm sure, remember things like Ulysses 31, which is sort of the Homer's Odyssey but in space. Which doesn't sound like it's going to work, but it's perfect genius. You've got another one, Mysterious Cities of Gold, where you've got some young people who are trying to solve mysteries of the ancient Mayans and the Aztecs and all that sort of stuff. So that those sort of things were inspiring me in the background when I was a teenager, and they've never really left me. And one of the things that I've found quite frustrating with modern science fiction is it always seems to have to teach you a lesson, and I don't like allegory. Okay, I don't like. Actually, here's the real show, and here's the subtext that you're supposed to have picked up. Okay, I can't. I don't like that. I like to be entertained by a story or a film, and I just like to enjoy it for what it is. I want to tell a story that might have happened or might happen in the future. I don't want it to be a lesson in morality for something. I don't necessarily want it to make it a commentary on our current political situation or social situation or religious situation, whatever it happens to be. I don't like allegory. Okay, you've probably got that impression. So what I see with a lot of stuff today is that it's always very, very much of its time, and it's very it's influenced by the agendas of the day, and those are always shifting. And I wanted to write something that was a bit more kind of, I just wanted to write an adventure story. Okay, I want kind of real characters that people can enjoy and get alongside, who have agendas themselves, but they're agendas that are inside the context of the story, not from outside. They're not trying to make a political point in the now. They're doing what they do in the future. And so that's basically the thing. I wanted to get back to a more classic sense of adventure story. So it's daring do, it's high stakes, it's weird and wonderful stuff. So those are the kind of the rationale behind the inspiration behind it. And then I also have a massive love of astronomy, and one of the things that drives me potty, particularly in some science fiction books and some fantasy books, is the inconsistencies. Okay, I can rattle on this for hours, but if you're going to make a widget in a science fiction or fantasy story, you shouldn't change the rules, okay, halfway through the story, because you need to have some convenient get out clause, because the magic thingamajig will now get us out of trouble in the plot, or we'll suddenly invent a hyperspace drive where there hasn't been a hyperspace drive before, and that miraculously solves the plot conundrum. No, I don't like that. That's cheap and that's tacky in my book. So I don't do those sort of things. So I wanted to write a story that was end-to-end consistent, that had memorable characters, that had lots of sort of background lore and mystery for players, for readers to get into. And I wanted to not have an agenda. Okay, not have an agenda. I don't want to preach at people. I wanted to write a story that was literally just there to entertain, to be escapism, to take you out of wherever you are, so you can go to a different place and enjoy a different world and other people's troubles rather than your own, maybe. And Shadeward is transparent in that sort of sense. It is not an allegory of anything else. It is just an entertainment story. And in there you've got a fantastic new world, which is very different to the Earth, but it's very, very plausible. It's based on scientific realism. The characters are very human. You know, there is religion in there, there is technology in there, there is magic in there, or so it appears. And all those things are mixed up, and there's great escapes, there's tragedy, there's all the kind of whole range of emotions. And my objective, if you like, was to just write a story that was a story and didn't have to preach, didn't have to tell anything, just to entertain, take you from one place to another, and hopefully you come out the back having thought, "Damn, I enjoyed that." Those characters, I love those characters. I want more of those characters. I feel like I've been to a different planet and I've seen something else that I would not have otherwise seen. That was my objective. So pure storytelling was what I was aiming to do, not anything else. Hopefully, you tell me. Hopefully, I've achieved that with Shadeward, and that's something that I love. My blend of storytelling. I don't like inconsistencies. I work really, really hard to basically not have MacGuffins in my stories and convenient plot contrivances. And that was convenient. Those sort of Deus ex machina, get out of jail free cards in the story. I don't try and do that. I'm not there to shock either, so I'm not quite in the George R.R. Martin, your favourite character is going to die. I try not to do that, not too often anyway. I mean, there is some death, but that's a natural outcome of things. So all those sort of things are kind of in there, but it's plain straightforward. I'm not expecting you to redefine your view of the world just because you read one of my books. That's not my objective. My objective is to entertain, take you somewhere new, take you somewhere exciting, give you some people to root for, to hate, to love, to whatever it happens to be, and just it's pure escapism. That's my objective. So if I've achieved that, I'll be very, very happy. So anyway, so thank you very much. I hope that was anecdotal enough. It was interesting to listen to. So there we go. Fantastic. Thank you very much.